My name is Hanne Haugen. I'm a dance artist, a performer and also a singer that lives in the northern part of Norway in a town called Tromsø, where I produce my own work, sometimes together with my sister, sometimes in my own initiative. And it's the second time I'm here in the festival in Riga presenting a work. Yeah, and I've been doing that. I went to school in England for years, and I was a year in Amsterdam, and then I worked many years in Brussels with different companies. I moved back to the north in 2009. I have 2 children that I know are almost grown up, married. My husband is also an artist, and we often also work together. He's a visual artist.
Yes, my name is Katrine Haugen. I am the oldest sister of the 2 of us. We are 16 months between the 2 of us, and we're kind of pseudo twins. So we have this sort of twins quality since we're so close in age. I'm also a dance artist. We have the company Haugen Produksjoner together, also based in the northern part of Norway, the land of the midnight sun and the northern light. And I also had my education in London, and I worked for 7 years in Rotterdam in the Netherlands with a choreographer called Angelica Oy. And then I moved back to my birth town, which is Hammerfest, which is the northernmost town in the world, where I worked there with someone called Solveig Lenon Hermo and Stellaris Dance Theatre for 6 years. And then in 2003 we founded Haugen Produksjoner. And the first performance we made was Sisters. And then after that we made Sisters 11 years later in 2014. And at the moment we are busy making Sisters Forever, which will have its premiere in Hammerfest in November, in the dance festival there.
There wasn't any dance schools in Tromsø where we grew up. So we both started doing gymnastics from I was like 5, 6. I think I was a very active child, needing to move a lot. So gymnastics I did until I was 11, and then there came a dance teacher from England, and she started a dance school in Tromsø. And then I started there, we both started there, and she was so eager getting us on stage. So before we could in a way dance so much, we were dressed in nice costumes. She put some makeup on us, and we learned to smile, and then we were performing quite a lot in the local community. So many of us thought like, this is not so hard. But in our family we were physical. Our parents they took us with on the mountain skiing. But there were no tradition for dance when we grew up. Yeah.
We both started gymnastics, as Johanna said. I think you were in the 1st grade, I was in the 2nd grade when we started gymnastics. And then she was chosen for this
pre-competitive.
Yeah, you know, with beam and
apparatus.
Yeah. And I was chosen for like rhythmic sport gymnastic. Yeah, and then we already had a little bit of, those teachers knew a little bit of ballet, so we learned a little bit of ballet since there is quite some ballet in the gymnastic. And then we both started ballet when this Anne Roch came from London.
I don't know if I wish that for them. I don't know. It's also kind of a hard profession. You know, it's a lot of. I'm a mature dancer, and I'm very lucky. I'm employed by something called Dancer and Actor Association in Norway. That means that when I don't have a job that I get paid for, I'm paid by them. And in that job, I also do some mentorship. I get courses, and because they kind of understand that as a in a way dancer working in the free field, we are not paid all the time, but we work all the time. So this is the super security for me. So, but my children, my oldest child is very physical. So he's a dancer, I think. Like he's skiing, he doing these loops. He's very active physically. He's climbing. And my daughter as well. She's also artistic, and she did some dancing. And they both did. You know, I signed them into culture schools and had them doing things, but. I don't know how it's here in Latvia, but in Norway, football is like, you know, eating all the kids very much. So of course they are kids, they want to be with their friends, and the friends are playing football, so they also go into football. So I think like what we have found and what we research in a way is that in these close relationships, of course, often they are the most complex ones. I mean, many of the, you know, not to give that association, but the murder, how do you say, the violence happens in the home, in close relationship, because there's so much love, and the love easily turns to hate. So in a way, to be able to understand how can we be in a close relationship with someone like my sister that we are very close, and to be able to find ways of communicating that respects the space, my individuality, her individuality, without losing us. How can we be I and us together? And I think this is an art form that in a way we all need to practice every day. How do I speak to create more understanding and more unity? And how can I avoid saying things that creates more tension? So I think it's a never-ending topic, and I think I'm deeply curious about it, and we have been doing this for 3 decades now.
I like this interactive or like immersive performances as well. That gives you another performance experiences than the traditional setup.
I think it's been like a beautiful day, lots of beautiful work, and of course it's so fantastic to see these small children and the mother and the father together and how they deal as a family. And of course, from my perspective, my children are not children anymore, they're 18 and 21. So this performance we just saw now with 2 kind of grown-up parents and this adolescent or like older young grown-ups performing, I think that was really like the strongest impression for me today, and how this playfulness they had, how sharp the choreography was, how surprising, how playful, how surprising they use their voice. And even though I don't understand Latvian, I kind of understood everything, also the text that they were saying. So I think it's like also, you know, if my children were 5, I probably would have had a different answer. But I think for me, like being, mother to these 2 grown-up kids, I really appreciate to see that on stage. Yeah.
And it's just nice to see sort of family energy, and it's also kind of nice, since we're working on this sister piece, to see that it sort of works, so that there is definitely something there is some essence from all those material.
Yeah, and I think for me also it's like this whole, the festival is not huge, it's not like a huge audience and lots of things going on, it's kind of intimate, but it's still, for me, it's professional, it's very good work that's presented. And that's nice to feel this kind of relaxed but still professional in a way. And also the way that Olga is, or like the festival, in that the volunteers are the students and they are like cleaning the dance floor. I love that, because they know, okay, as dancers we really want a clean dance floor, because people are walking in and out and it's wet outside, and there's this synergy effect. So we had some nice workshops as well during the day. So it was like a condensed and good program. And of course, for me, it's always also the human meetings, like meeting with other artists, conversations with them, sharing we are all in the same boat as human beings in this world for a short minute, like a little moments in history, and to share with artists who are professionals that chose the same kind of expression for themselves as we as dancers is always special.